It's good to be back on a Monday. Cut 26 Market Monday. We've got an overall boost. This is actually the exact overall structure they started with last year. So this really isn't a surprise or anything new for Cut. But we got your names of the game content starting out with 88 overall. DJ Burke, strong safety. First 88 speed stop card of the game. Looks to be really good. Looked him up. He is 6 foot tall. So he's got decent height. Not the shortest, not the tallest. Next up, we've got a quarterback, AJ Swan, 82 speed, accuracy thresholds everywhere. Very similar to the Nico Iamalava card that we got on Friday. And then the 4 champions, 87 Sam. For some reason, we get Sam linebackers every week, but we only have one Goodwill linebacker. But Sam linebacker, Ben Bolton, 84 speed, good zone coverage, decent pass rushing, but he's probably the worst of the Sam linebackers that we've seen released over the last week or two. And then we've got tight end, another tight end. We've got Jeremy Shockey, Vernon Davis, of course, last week. Keon Burnett, 85 speed. I've been told he is 6'6", at least according to my Discord. So now probably the tallest tie for the fastest tight in the game. Then Demetrius Hunter, center. Cool, another center, another overall, but we already have an 87, 88 center. So these kind of just a filler. We need really a right tackle is the position we need on the offensive line. And then the last card is right edge, Braylon Shelby, 84 speed, so he's going to fall amongst the plethora of edge players with around the 83 to 84 speed rating. Should be a pretty good card there. And then your content schedule, because we've got a few new promos this week. Of course, Fresh Faces Volume 3.5, that was released today. That was the AJ Hawk show on your screen, and the Jeremy Shockey. Of course, they'll be in packs until the following Monday. Names of the Game Volume 4, which you guys just saw. Now, Mainstays Volume 1, that will be replacing Standouts. We can assume that to be on Wednesday. We'll probably get 4 cards and 2 LTDs, 4 champions, 2 LTDs. That is Season 1 of Volume 4, which we'll talk a little bit about the season cards that are still in packs right now. That'll be on Thursday. Walk on Wonders Volume 1 is replacing the Fresh Faces promo. That will be on Friday. And then Summer Rush is going to be either released on Friday or Saturday. And that usually runs for 3 to 4 days, followed by Alumni Volume 4 on Sunday. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on coinbible.gg. Link in the description. Alright, so this isn't our first rodeo when it comes to the overall boost in Cut. We already had one on the second week of the game. You really could actually go back and watch that video a few weeks back as I talk about really what happens to the overall market. When the market goes down, we know we say it goes down over time no matter what, but the overall boost signifies more of a direct just day when the direct odds across packs go down. Training becomes cheaper, so all the rerolls in the store become cheaper, and thus players will be getting packed more at a cheaper price, and they'll have to go down, otherwise the reroll will remain profitable. The only question is, how long are the older promo cards going to stay in the store? The good thing is, Standouts still has LTDs in packs until Saturday. Of course, Fresh Faces still has LTDs in packs until the following Monday, so they should stay in the store at least for another week, which is good because you'll be able to open these packs at a cheaper cost, and you'll have a better chance, I guess, or more opportunity to pull the LTDs in packs for those cards. But of course, the new promos, we will just get their packs directly when their promo does launch. But one thing about the overall boost last time around on Tuesday is we got, and these cards aren't even in the catalog, and I'll actually go to the all-season players, but on the Tuesday, when we got the overall boost, the second week of the game, we actually got an 88 overall version of this Parker Brailsford card and an 87 overall version of Jeremiah Love, the LTD running back. You can see the 86 version here. I have the 88 overall center in my binder. Curious, do not have the Jeremiah Love, but you can find them in the auction house for really less than 300k. Do we get this again? That's the question, because then that would mean we are going to be getting an 89 overall version of the Nicholas Singleton and an 88 overall version of the Anthony Hill. We'll see if that's the case. Either way, you can't really sell Nicholas Singleton. He's pretty much already minned out. He's super cheap for an 88 overall. If you have Anthony Hill, I would kind of recommend selling him off for 340k. Now, there's not that much to save because he's only going to go for probably 280 at its lowest, but he's still going to get packed for 2 more days. So he's automatically probably just going to go down in general. But if we do get an 88 overall version of this card, the 87 overall version probably goes down even more. So if you can get 350k, that's what I would probably try to get, maybe 360 for him. I think it would be good. I think it should be a win-win either way. You sell him off and you buy him back cheaper if there's an 88 overall version and the 87 drops, or if there's no 88 version, the 87 is still going to get packed over the next 48 hours, and he should be really around 300k, less than that even. Another thing you can expect that they really don't announce anywhere on social media is an 87 overall BND player in the trophy store. Now, it'll probably, if I had to guess the cost of this player, it'll probably be 15,000 trophies. So I'm a little bit short, but we'll get enough. We'll talk about the field pass. You should get enough objectives or more objectives this Thursday, and we'll get you a lot more trophies. And let's actually head on over to the field pass, because it's a big week. It's a really, really big week for the field pass. Of course, they made it to where you have the option now to buy levels, but if you've been grinding out the XP every day, I'm a little bit behind. I think I'm like somewhere around 1200 to 1500 XP behind, because I haven't done my dailies every single day. So some of you guys might be a little bit higher or closer to level 43 if you even have not bought the points, but you should get enough XP depending on the milestones. They've been giving us anywhere from 30 to 40,000 XP per week in the milestones, so that would put us, pretty much people are expecting to be past level 50. We should be around probably 52, 53 this Thursday. And of course, what that brings is, one, you'll be able to get the 87 overall BND Xavier Scott. Really good corner with 87 speed. Don't know if the cornerback market really drops this Thursday, mainly because it's only one corner and you need multiple corners on your team. But there probably will be a little bit of panic on the cornerback market this Thursday when this becomes available. But I think the bigger thing is if you have the premium pass, which really everybody should have if you bought or if you got the pre-order points. It has been like one of the best small purchases you could say with your pre-order points you could have done during Season 1. We get this 87 overall BND player pack. Now, I don't think it's a fantasy pack. I think it's just a one-player thing. But you're going to be able to pull, of course, the new champions, but also LTDs that are still in packs. So that's going to be Jeremy Shockey, AJ Hawk, Nico, the King strong safety. You'll be able to pull Vince Young. So there might be a bit of an LTD crash on Thursday from some of these old 87 overall LTDs. Also, well, no, it wouldn't include the all-season players because they'll be a higher overall, but big rewards are becoming available this Thursday in the Season 1 Field Pass. But getting into some market details now, I'll probably have a more specific video if there's a lot of content dropping within Rush. Of course, we don't know if Rush is Saturday, Friday. I'm assuming, I'm probably leaning more towards it's now Friday, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. First Rush of the year. And if you guys are unaware what a Rush is when it comes to cut, it's pretty much a lot of pack offers concentrated at all the different promos that we've either had this year or currently have in the game. There also will be select LTDs that will be available for the entire duration of Rush, but also individual 24-hour LTDs that are pretty much out every single day. There also usually is some special training offers and some coin offers. Usually the coin offers are more consumer friendly, you would say, and the training offers, wouldn't say they're consumer friendly, but there's always like a LTD or bust training offer, if that makes sense, where you literally only pull an LTD or like an 80 overall card. That's, I would say it's not like a glitch guaranteed profit, but it's a pretty fun reroll to open, and it always makes the LTDs that are at least available in that said pack really, really cheap, because people love to spam rerolls when they're out. But speaking of market-wise, with the overall boost, of course, starting tomorrow and Rush this weekend, I feel like everybody, for the most part, should be really patient and passive when it comes to upgrading their team. Now, I did a pretty good job, I would say, over this last weekend of liquidating a majority of my investments going into this week. Now, I still have a lot of the top-end LTs. Like, I still have D'Angelo Hutchinson, Eric Singleton. Of course, I have some AJ Green's, Dwight Freeney investments that monitoring over the next few days, but I still have, you know, single versions of most of the relevant LTDs that have come out over the past week or two. I'm not necessarily rushing to sell them off. I mean, if you guys saw the names of the game content, right, we got an 87 Sam linebacker, we got an 87 overall center, and the cards weren't really better than some of the LTDs. But of course, that strong safety is amazing. D'Angelo Hutchinson is still a very good card. Maybe you should go and look to pick up D'Angelo Hutchinson tomorrow if he does crash in price. Last I checked, he was around 600k, so I would expect that to definitely drop just a little bit. Yeah, he's already starting to get put up for 550k. But D'Angelo Hutchinson, he's fast, can play man and zone, really can play corner too, and he's 6'3". That's kind of what makes him stand out. So I still think he's a very, very good card, and I would look to pick him up if he does have a bit of some panic selling tomorrow when the name of the game content does release. But seriously, look to be really, really passive and just in general safe when it comes to buying cards. I would wait until Thursday, Friday, right? First off, we need to see when Rush actually is happening, and then we need to see kind of the contents, especially that first day of Rush. We'll kind of have a general feeling of how the content is going to come out. Because of course, we're not getting, right, any more standout content. We're not getting any more fresh faces content. But like I said earlier in the video, overall boost means training becomes cheaper. When training becomes cheaper, the rerolls, right, the standout and fresh faces rerolls become cheaper. And these cards in general should go down over time. But also Rush adds another element to that, where we will probably have standout and fresh faces offers in the store at some point that will definitely supply the market a bit more. And that is probably when I will go to buy back a lot of these cards that you might have potentially sold over the weekend. As for the newer content, it's probably everything. I know I feel as I'm just yapping and rambling, but in general, I feel like right now, kind of hold off on buying generally everything. Just wait later in the week. Every single card is going to progressively go down in price because of the overall boost and training being lowering. And then combine that with Rush this weekend should add even more supply to the market on these individual promos. And it should be really fun buying weekend when it comes to upgrading your team, because of course we'll have multiple drops of 87 champs and 88 overall LTDs. So that is what I want to get through to you guys today. Be patient. Don't really look to buy anything right now. We're going to have a lot of factors lowering the market and providing supply over the course of the weekend. Make sure if you guys have not, get caught up on your Season 1 Field Pass, because this Thursday you should be available or able to get to level 50 and get your BND Xavier Scott and your 87 overall BND player pack if you do have the premium Field Pass. But I think that's all I wanted to talk about for this Market Monday. Like I said, I'll probably have another video later on this week when they kind of announce Rush, potentially announce new promos on Friday morning, and we'll have a better understanding of how Rush is going to work in Cut 26 this year. I will see you guys all then. Peace.